Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello. It's Ed here. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Oh, lift, lift off. It's great to see you. Welcome back. I'm Ed. Of course you know that. We've become best friends. It's lovely to see you again. I wasn't here yesterday. Did you do it without me? Did you? Well, a huge number of you did because we have been flooded with photos. Can I show you our amazing friends who did yesterday's Bible time on their own? And just in case you're catching up, at the moment, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm giving you DIY days. That is, you do it yourself. And on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, it's me here. So let's find out what Kitty, Lex and Susie did. Their amazing technology. Look, you've highlighted the tiny rooster on the cup. Thank you so much, Lex, Kitty and Susie. What an encouragement. Here is Zoe Barnsley. I can see her fire. She's holding a chicken. She's even got some sort of stage concept going on. Zoe, well done. Got to speed up. Who's this? Annie, George and Daddy, Argent Belcher. Daddy, you get special praise. And look, your Kellogg's chickens are there. Thank you for getting in the photo, Daddy. And here is Zach, whose birthday it is. Zach, just for you, I'm wearing my Middlesbrough top because you and I know who the greatest team the world has ever seen is. I can see, Zach, you've got your Middlesbrough shirt on. I think Mum's holding a cup, but she actually tells me that that's the cup of suffering. And perhaps there is a joke there waiting to happen. You're exactly right. Keep going, Zach. Happy birthday today. Here, I love this. This is the cars that the Burtons have been promising us. They're using cars for their stories. So we've got Jesus and the priests in the house. We've got Peter and the servant girl standing by the fire. And then we've got the bystanders. And I promise you that's a tablecloth, not actual wine labels. Well done. And here is the lovely family in Foy, the Fernies. So many F's. This is the newborn joiner to our daily Bible time gang. Well done. Fossey and Bertie, we're missing some names, but thank you for sending us the photo. What a wonderful family. We're really getting to know the Fernies in Foy, aren't we? That is the, and here we go. Katie and Libby. Thank you so much. I mean, this is an actual Duplo world. It's like the whole of Jerusalem is covered here. Now, somewhere in there must be a chicken. I think that's a chicken on top of the roof. You told that story yesterday, Katie and Libby. Extra points for when I get photos of parents because it all makes me feel a bit more normal. This is so encouraging. Katie and Libby on the bedroom floor. Well done. This is the beautiful Marchant family. Don't feel bad, Libby and Katie. You're beautiful too. This is the Marchant family. Esther, I'm cross with you for not getting in the photo, but thank you for sending me this photo. Beautiful. Here we go. This is Nathan, Olivia and Poppy. Wow, there is a lot happening here. This is like 2 angles to see everything. We've got some Sylvania families happening. Then we've got some Star Wars action. I think someone's dead. But I can see the fire. Well done. Flynn, thank you for sending me your Star Wars figures telling this story. I can see a lot of soldiers. Flynn, loving what you're doing there. Keep going, Flynn. Will you be with me till the end? Here we have Callie, Tom and Maddie. And disaster, Batman seems to be living in your house. Look at your fire. Your fire is almost as creative as mine. I am very pleased with your fire. Good job, team. Look out for Batman. Here we have Kezia. Lovely smile, Kezia. Thank you. I can see the chicken. They're standing around. What a fire that is. That is a whopping fire that Peter was stood around. You did a good job. Bible open. Well done, Kezia. Goodness, this is taking too long, but I'm having so much fun. This is the Rumsey family. It looks like Guy Fawkes there. Now, there we are standing around the fire. I think that's a chicken in the background. I mean, clearly it's not a chicken. It's your children. But I think that trumpet device might be a chicken. What do chickens do? Cock-a-doodle-doo. Crow. They crow. That's it. Here we have Ethan and Caleb. Wow. You've really got the house. I actually love the bicycle casually leaned up against the high priest's house. I'm totally clear that would have been there. We're only 4 more left. We're having so much fun. I'm so pleased we've got Navon, Lorcan and Erin. Thank you for sending us this photo. Sinclair's, I really feel like you're part of the family. Affy, it's lovely to see your children in the flesh. I'm really sorry if I haven't pronounced your names right, but I've been trying. This is a great job. Thank you for sending me these photos. We're meeting the people I say hello to every day. Sarah, Jacob, Ben, Zebedee, Heidi, and I think one of those names must be Dad. Can I work it out? Dad must be, I think Dad is Ben. It is great to see you there. Thank you for sending, I can see the fire. I can see Peter. I think I can even see Jesus. Is he the one sneaking in? Thanks for sending me that. Well done for doing these. We are doing this. You're doing this without me. And here, Sophie Rose, Beth, and Daddy Rob and Lex. Thank you. You got the questions. You got the plastic figures. You got the breakfast happening. It could even be lunch. Well done, team. Thanks, Rob, for being in the photo. I do appreciate it. You did that just for me. And here we have Caleb and Daddy on the floor, plastic figures, questions on the screen. My goodness, what a good job we've done. I hope, are you as encouraged as this are you as encouraged by this as I am? This is amazing. Look, we are all doing this together. Children all around the country, and even some Middlesbrough fans, are getting the plastic figures out, and we are having the time of our lives. Well done. Whether it is Star Wars, or Sylvanian families, or Duplo, or Lego, you're telling the Bible story. I could not be happier about that. Now, we've got to get on because I've spent so much time getting excited. We've got a story today, okay? Your figures are ready. I'm just going to get on. We're going to pray. You're going to pray because you don't need me. Children, you did it. Well done. Can you pray? Hands up, who's praying today? Let's thank God for the Bible and pray the Spirit would help us understand it. Go. Amen. Well done. Okay, now, what is the smallest animal you have ever seen? An ant? Do they get any smaller? Now, what's a bit bigger than an ant? A woodlouse? What eats woodlouse? I think I've got a bird in here that might eat wood. Oh, do you think a bunny rabbit? Does a bunny rabbit eat a woodlouse? What eats a bunny rabbit? I'm sorry if this is a terrible business for some children who love bunny rabbits. I think dogs might eat bunny rabbits. Now, I know that they're herbivores, but a bit bigger than a dog. I've got a sheep, although if you've got a really big dog, it might be bigger than a sheep. I've sort of run out of figures then that are bigger than a sheep, so I've ended up with a dinosaur. And that, oh, there we are. Now, I bet there's children shouting at the camera. You know, I think this is a carnivore dinosaur, but that's for your research later because I'm never quite clear. But I've tried to pick one that I think eats meat. Okay, so, you know, there is always a bigger animal. I mean, I have to say, in the UK, our biggest animal is a stag, and that eats grass, a deer. So otherwise, what's our biggest carnivore? Is it a badger? But my point is, I'm getting distracted. My point is, there's always a bigger animal to eat you. And obviously, we're the top of the food chain. We eat everything, except dogs. Okay, so now in today's story, we are going to see the power food chain. Now, it's not that in the Bible there's a dinosaur, but we are going to see that there is always one more powerful than any king in the Bible. Shall we look at this story together? Okay, right, I go to here. You would have thought by now I've worked all this out, wouldn't you? Okay. Are you going to read this with me? Okay, right. Remember where we are. we have got our Jesus figure standing at the high priest's house. Okay, they never stand up. Okay, there we are. Jesus at the high priest's house, and I'm going to throw in some soldiers in the background because they're always guarding Jesus. I'll move him around a bit. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's it. Great. Okay, ready? That's where we are. Jesus is standing trial before the high priests as they try to find a reason why they can kill him. Cool. Very early in the morning, the leading priests, the Jewish elders, the teachers of the law, and all the Jewish council decided what to do with Jesus. Do you remember? That was because he said he was the Christ. Do you remember? So they said, you're saying you're the Son of God. Out. They decided what to do with Jesus. They tied him, led him away, and turned him over to Pilate, the governor. So do you see how this works? Okay, I want you to imagine that this is the high priest. Okay, this is the high priest. Now, the high priest has found Jesus guilty of saying he's the Son of God. But the high priest doesn't have the power to have Jesus killed. So he has to send him over to someone more important, and that is Pilate. Okay, here is Pilate. Okay, this is Pilate. He looks at, nothing's going to stand up now. This is all a disaster. Okay, there we are. There is Pilate. Oh no. Okay, so this is the chief priest who is going to hand Jesus over to Pilate, who has the power to have him executed. Is this making sense? Do you follow what I mean? Now, he's not quite bigger, but he looks more frightening, okay? And the chief priest wasn't as friendly as Peter Rabbit. So the high priest is handing Jesus over to Pilate. Let's see what happens with Pilate. Pilate asked Jesus, are you... So we get rid of the religious leaders. We'll keep the soldier there standing with Jesus. We've got Pilate here. It's all fingers and thumbs. Okay. Pilate asked Jesus, are you the king of the Jews? Jesus answered, yes, I am. The religious leaders, they chime in. The leading priests accuse Jesus of many things. Did you hear that, Pilate? He says he's the king of the Jews. He says he's the king. And if he's the king, that means he thinks he's more powerful than you. And that means he says he's going to start a riot and a rebellion. And then he's going to throw you out. He'll probably kill you. They accused him of many things. So Pilate asked Jesus another question. He said, you can see that these people are accusing you of many things. Why don't you answer? No, Pilate is smart. He's smart. He knows that the things Jesus is being accused of will get him killed. So Jesus, all you have to say is, it's not true. Verse 5, read it with me. But Jesus still said nothing. Pilate was very surprised. Now, do you understand why he said nothing? See, Jesus had stood in front of the important chief priest. He was now standing in front of the important Pilate. Between them, they could arrange to have Jesus killed. But what they don't understand is that this is Jesus. He is the Big Ted. Jesus is, as we've found out, the Son of God. You see, Jesus is so powerful, he doesn't have to reply. He knows the truth. Big Ted is bigger than the chief priest or Pilate. Are you following? You see, the one we follow is the ultimate boss. Jesus is the Big Ted. Jesus doesn't have to do anything that anyone tells him to do. He doesn't even have to defend himself. because he's in charge. He knows what's going to happen and he's not worried. You and I, we follow the big Ted, so we don't need to be worried either. You do understand I mean Jesus, don't you? Not actual big Ted. Now, I'm going to hand over to some questions. Now, today is Wednesday, which means tomorrow is DIY Thursday. So that means tomorrow I won't be here, but the corner of this question slide has the passage on it for tomorrow. So you are going to pray. At the end, you're going to pray about the boss we follow, the big Ted. Because we follow the big Ted, we're not worried about what people say to us. Secondly, we're going to share. You could hit share on this one if you think this would help people to understand that Jesus is the big Ted. I leave that to you. But most importantly, children, you need to prepare for tomorrow. I won't be here, and I want to know that you're doing it without me. So I want you to send me a photo. You don't have to. I just want to know you're doing it. So put it in the comments. Send me a photo. Just encourage each other. You don't need Ed to open the Bible. Here are the questions. I'll leave these with you. Here we go. 3s to 5s. Do you think Jesus is the King of the Jews? Do you think Jesus is the King of the Jews? 5s to 7s. What surprised Pilate in this story? 8s to 11s. Why did Jesus stay silent? And then finally, over 11s. Why is it godly for us to stay silent when we are insulted? What is our plan when that happens? Tricky questions. Get mum and dad talking. Hit pause now. I'm going to take this off the screen and I'll see you tomorrow.